Trailblazer is back and I'm playing it, but you might wonder what I'm doing differently. Well, this new account needs leagues. This is Orie Locked, my ornament kit locked account, but I won't get more into it than that at the moment. Now, a lot of ornament kits come from the league store, so I need a lot of points, but that isn't my only goal. I do plan to do a bosses only style Inferno. That means I need to hunt raids for basically all of their items. So join me on my league's adventure. Okay, we're finally into leagues after 1 hour of a struggle. Literally 1 hour. It's just past midnight now. Was meant to be on just over an hour ago, so let me make my character to what it looks like in-game, and then we can finally get started with doing some tasks. This is going to be our first task. As soon as I open this, well, open up the leagues menu, perfect. And then once we're done with the tutorial as well, then we get some more task points done. We get to pick what relic we are taking. And for me, there is no better choice than Production Prodigy. Endless Harvest does not sound very good to me. Production Prodigy is just very good just to insta-do all of the stuff that's listed here with so many skills. Trickster doesn't sound too bad, but with how I want to play and how actively I want to play, Production Prodigy is just for me. So I'm selecting it, and I cannot go back later, and there we go. That's our first relic unlocked as well. Now we can end the tutorial, and we already have a few points. Now it's time to get a fair few other tasks done and go from there. So this will be the most important thing on my account when I get outside of leagues with these points. So these ornament kits, Din's Bulwark ornament kit, 10,000 points. I'm going to need to buy that for my account in the future. And of course, the blowpipe ornament kit. So those are two that I'll have to go for, and then previous ornament kits as well. So we have to get up our points to get those, a few of the weapon ornament kits, the void one, and a cannon. So let's go and do our thing. There, we're going to achieve a couple tasks. We got our first level up and our first goblin killed. And then I also get another one for burying these bones as well. So first bit of bones buried as well. So that's a few tasks already ticked off. I'm going to kill a couple more goblins and get my attack up to 5 really quick. And that should be another task as well. And there we go. That's our first level 5 with level 5 attack coming in just there as well. So that is very nice. Now I can move on to doing a few other easy tasks just around Lumbridge. Man, I'm so happy that Leagues is back again. I am ready to go so hard. I'm really going to enjoy it, and I'm ready to get a lot of points and a lot of items from the raids. Since I'm going to be taking all the raid regions, there's going to be a lot of bossing, so expect a lot of bossing. And then, of course, there's just going to be a lot of point getting. So a lot of random tasks, also a lot of things like Nightmare, might go complete Barrows. There is a lot to do on this. Just looking at how many tasks and points I need for the next relic, I only need 52 tasks for the next area and 420 points until my next relic. They're actually both going to come very, very quickly with the little plan that I have set up here. So it's going to be a pretty quick time to unlock my next region, which is going to be... I'll save that for later, actually. Ever wanted to play a first-person shooter different from all the others? Well, this episode's sponsor, Enlisted, has got you covered, with how it uniquely couples PvP with PvE combat. You get to take command of a squad of customizable AI soldiers and fight in massive battles with hundreds of targets led by other players. You've got multiple campaigns to play with unique weapons, vehicles, and equipment. Go from the outskirts of Moscow in 1941 to the heart of Berlin in 1945. Plus, with how varied the campaigns are, they feel more like individual games, each with new experiences every time, while remaining true to their historical time frame. This is also one of the best looking games like this out there, with authentic sounds and a huge amount of detail put into weapons, effects, and just everything else really. It can even still look amazing on lower end machines. I really love the graphics in this game, especially the fire. It just looks so nice. All this for free on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. So start playing now using my link in the description or pinned comment of the video. There's a free bonus pack for registering using my link, including multiple weapons, soldiers, and premium account. So make sure you don't miss out, and thank you Enlisted for sponsoring this video. So I'm about to start rapid firing some tasks in a minute, just when I catch this last shrimp, because when it finally happens, that's going to get me 10 fishing, which is a task. And then I have to burn a log, which is going to be another task. There we go. One task done because it's 10 fishing. And then I burn this log. And then this here is going to be another task done. And then once I cook some food... Oh yeah, I forgot I did the whole inventory. That's very cool. That was, I I completely forgot I just did the whole inventory. I was very surprised by that. Production Prodigy already coming in. I don't think I cooked 5 in a row, which is what I needed to do. So I think I need to keep fishing until I hit 15 anyway. So hopefully next inventory, I do actually cook 5 in a row. With my Production Prodigy Relic as well, whenever I do actions like cooking and stuff like that, some extra gets sent to my bank, and it actually does a nice little chat message here. So I can see that 5 extra shrimps have been put into my bank because of me being able to cook them. So it's very nice to be able to see like the number just in the chat box before I go to my bank. So that's just also just another massive benefit to this relic. And trust me, it is a massive benefit because some money makers I can do in the future, I can make so much because of the extra bit of items I get when doing these things. This time, the end of this inventory is going to be 15 fishing because I am 1 shrimp off it. And catching an anchovy is a task. So when I cook this inventory as well, I should definitely cook 5 in a row, which is a task because I have 16 cooking just from cooking 1 inventory, but I have boosted to 28 because of my relic. That was 5 in a row. That's what we want to see. So now just 1 anchovy, and then we should be pretty good. That's already our anchovy, so we're off. Now it's time to run a few laps of the agility course here to get myself up to 30 agility, which is going to make my life so much easier for some future tasks, and I will get a few done along the way, like 1 lap on the course and then a mark of grace as well. There we go. That's 30 agility. That's what I wanted. We got a fair few tasks done along the way. That was a medium task. Our previous one was 10 laps, and then we also hit 100 total levels. So that was another task. And then, of course, the mark of grace and just completing a rooftop lap. So we're going to be moving on now. This wasn't really that efficient right now, but it will be helpful later on. And then my favorite task, I think, from this league would have to be cry in the wheat field. It's just a funny task. I just like it. Another benefit to the production relic is these shrimps that have been automatically banked from the ones I cooked before. Because I'm just about to start the stronghold and get my 10k in the boots. So these shrimps are good because all the ones I fished and cooked down there, I dropped. So these ones that got automatically sent to my bank is very helpful because this is the only food that I have. Now the hard choice that's made even weirder with these fancier boots, but I'm still just going to pick the OG fancy boots and wear them. And we get another task. Now that I've done this one, I think it's time to move up to Edgeville and complete some tasks there. A few tasks I can quickly knock out of the way is getting a Slayer task. There we go. That's a Slayer task. He already gives me an enchanted gem, which is really nice. But I need to trade him for something else. And that is a spiny helmet, I think it was. Okay, so it turns out I had to right-click check the enchanted gem. I couldn't activate and ask how my task was going. So that was another one done. Now I can go get a few more done. Now I'm doing the typical Ironman route and getting myself a nice fire staff. And I've just got to go get myself some water runes and some mind runes. Well, not water runes, some air runes and some mind runes. And this is going to be the natural history quiz done for a bunch of XP. 5k in each, is that? Yeah, that was a fair bit. So 20k. 20k? Level 20 in both skills. The last tin ore here is going to be my last kind of Varrock task for now. And once I mine it, I can finally teleport back to Lumbridge and complete a few more tasks there. There we go. That's 10 tin. I've actually got to do a few more copper as well, actually. So I got to get myself 9 more copper. I forgot about this. Another very fun task of this league is dancing in a graveyard. So yep, that's another good one. So there's cry in a wheat field and dance in a graveyard. They're definitely my favorite tasks. That was actually my last thing because as you can see, I can unlock a tier 2 relic. So if I go to my relics now, I get the option of the second one. This one is between Fairy's Flight, which lets you teleport to any, like Fairy Ring. You get an item you can put in your offhand that lets you be able to teleport to any Fairy Ring in the game, as well as Tool Leprechauns, and that's because that's not the one that I'm taking. I'm taking Globetrotter. This lets me teleport around a lot more, so I get basically the Ornate Jewelry box in this and any other teleport around, like stuff from the Arceus Spellbook 2, which will be really damn good. So like stuff from my Portal Nexus, since I won't be able to get them, and I won't be able to get a jewelry box because that needs Fremenic. So this will be very nice because that is a lot of teleports. So I'm going to select it, confirm, and I need to be in a bank. I forgot about that part. We'll go to a bank after this. Now that I'm in a bank, let me unlock my Globetrotter relic. And confirm, and we've got our second relic. Now we can see how many points it's going to be the next one, and it's 700. So that's definitely a few, but it's not too bad. And it's only 16 more tasks to our next region. So we're going to be unlocking that one fairly soon with how quick I am blasting through these tasks. So these points are coming in, which is very nice. And of course, I'm at 500 total points and 44 tasks completed. Now I'm just entering my training arc and I'm getting myself up to, let me have a look. I just need to do this to 30 attack, 20 strength, and 10 defense. And then I can get a fair few tasks done from these that I have in my inventory. And here, when I can hit, is going to be 30 attack. There we are. So now I can equip my things, which is the Mithril Dagger for one task and the Adamant Dagger for the next task. And I also got some clues along the way too, so that's really nice. I'm not going to do them now, I'll just stock them up later. But if I go look at my tasks now, I am one task off unlocking a new area. So I'm going to go quickly get a task done, and that is going to unlock the first region that I get to actually unlock myself, because we all know that Karamja doesn't count. And this task right here to restore some prayer points is enough for me to unlock a new area. So let me click on the area, and what one am I going to unlock first? I already said that I'm going for the 3 raid regions, and the one that's going to offer me the most content would have to be Kourend. I just have to go Kourend. It offers way too much to not unlock it. It has so many things here. It's just got a bunch of, like, all of this, all the houses. I've got a fair few bosses, chambers. I've got Wintertot for early training, the Arceus Library for all my early magic and rune crafting. I've got the dungeon. I got Slayer is just going to be so good over there. I got a really good food shop in Port Piscularius. It's just good. And of course, Shazian, Dragon Warhammer in the future. It is just really, really good. So there's just no more thinking. I am unlocking Zaya. And we have our first unlocked region. I have a few more tasks to do here, so I'm going to get those tasks out of the way, and then I can finally head off to Kourend. And now that I've finished up just doing my fletching and woodcutting little grind that got me up to 18 firemaking, 30 woodcutting, and technically 30 fletching if you count the boosted, now I'm going to be heading into Zaya. Not into Zaya, I mean, I'm going into Zenaris. And then from here, I'm actually going to be heading over to Karamja to start some tasks over there. And then once I finish up the ones I have over there, then it's finally time to head over to Zaya. And now we're making our way over to Karamja into the Tazar area. Here, I've just got to quickly kill a Tazar, so I'll do that very quick and level up my magic in the process. All right, with that Karamja caught, I have one more task I want to do on Karamja, and then I can head over to Kourend. And the last task is just going to be fill a crate with bananas, which is for some reason a medium task that is going to get me 40 points. There we go. That's the crate filled, and that's 40 easy points. That is the easiest 40 points. It is so quick. I don't know why that isn't an easy task, but that's okay. Now it's actually time to head over to Kourend. I am going to go straight to the Arceus Library because that's what I've decided to do first. I am just going to get as many books as I can. I don't know what the limit of the task is here, so I'm going to have a look at that really quickly and just get as many books as whatever the last one is. So I'm going to turn in books until I hit 55 magic, which shouldn't take too long with the boosted XP. And then I might get myself a few rune crafting levels and stop from there, and I'm going to head off to Wintertot. So that's my first house I have the full favor in, which has got me 40 points. So that is very nice. The rest of the houses are going to get me points every time I finish them as well, so I'm looking forward to that in the future. That's a whole inventory of books finished. Let's see what magic level we go from. Starting at 33, we'll see how many we need to maybe hit 55, or just see what we get to after the whole inventory. Got our first level 40 from using the books, which is a good start, and we're going to have our first level 50 with that too, so that's 52 magic at the end of that. This hand in here should be 50 books for 40 more points. Now I'm only 90 off my next relic, so I'm really close. I've actually decided I'm going to wait to get my next relic, and then I'm going to head off to Wintertot after that. So I'm going to get a few more tasks done before I get to Wintertot, and that should help me out a fair bit. So let me use up all these books on magic, and we'll see what level Well, I know what magic level I'm going to get to, but we'll see what rune crafting level I will get to. There we go. That's 55 magic done, and that's high level alchemy unlocked. Oh, I actually got to 56 accidentally. But we got high alchemy unlocked, which is what I wanted. So now it's time to just swap to rune crafting for these last 10 books. And this should at least get us a couple levels in rune crafting. And what rune crafting did we get to? 18 rune crafting. Ain't bad at all. So went all the way from 5 rune crafting up to that, and 33 magic to 56. So that is very good to start with. So I've got my plan for what my points are going to be next. I'm just going to be pushing the plow here to get my Hosidius favor up, which should be pretty quick because it is increased. And then after this, I'm going to get my fire making up to 50, and then I'm going to enter Wintertot because there's 2 tasks I can get out of the way there very quickly, and that will get me enough points to unlock my next relic. All right, so I've stopped doing my favor. I've just got up to 30 woodcutting as well. Not woodcutting, 30 fire making, and now I'm moving on to the willows and fire making these. Just because I can get some... I think I can get 1 task if I do this right now. Never mind, I couldn't. That's 1 task down for 100 logs. I was wrong before. I thought it was the first one you chopped and the first one you burnt. But it's actually 100 of each. So once I am done with the rest of the ones in this inventory, I should be at least 50 or very close to 50 fire making. And this is going to be another 40-point task. Then I only need 10 points until I get the next relic. Alright, I got my 50 fire making done, and I am now just going to trade Diango and get myself some warm items and make sure I'm not spending too much. Alright, so I've got my Clue Hunter garb and trousers, and then I'm just going to go here and buy my wines. So, now that I got my wines, that should be good just to get me some form of crates to get food from. That's my first full inventory of logs, and because of my production prodigy relic, I can do this, and I have all of my kindling. So that's great. Now that takes one of the most annoying parts out of Wintertot is when it keeps chilling you and you keep having to stop fletching. Now I don't have to deal with that because it's the whole inventory at once. So that's really good, and we're already 51 fire making. This is just going to be so nice. And that is my first one down of Wintertot. And with that, I actually got 2 combat achievements, and getting a combat achievement was also a task, which was 40 points, and of course the one to kill Wintertot. So now I've unlocked a new relic. It's out of Banker's Note and Fire Cell. They both have very big merits, very big. They've got a lot of different uses. Fire Sale is very much early game in a way, and Banker's Note I see being used a lot more in late game. And since I'm going to be picking all the raid regions, Banker's Note is the one for me. So this lets me have constant noted items in my inventory. I can have 4,000 noted sharks in my inventory, go into a raid, and just keep withdrawing them. This will speed up chambers by having no prep on anything. I could just have noted super restores and super potions, so I could boost my attack, strength, and defense. So that removes the prep in that. It would be great for the harder modes in TOA, TOB, and chambers, because I just have unlimited access to food, so the extra damage they deal doesn't bother me. I can just have as much food as I want. And it's going to be better than making my own brews, because a shark will heal more per eat than what a brew would per drink. So for me, Banker's Note is the best choice, but I can completely understand if you take Fire Sale, because trust me, it is also good. But with this relic, there is some very interesting ways to make money, and I'll be very excited to show that off in the future. But now that takes up less inventory, and you saw before with how I fletch kindling, how I can do the whole thing in one go. So now I'm going to have even more space to do that. But let's open this crate, see if we get anything. Our first one is not that good, but we did get some more food in the salmon, so not too bad. And some more cash. It basically doubled my cash stack. Just had my first 80-point task because I managed to get my first level 60, which was fire making. So this is incredibly quick. This is still only my second game I'm doing right here, and I've already got 10 levels in 2 games. That's the second Wintertot done, and of course I noticed something when I was doing it. I don't have a house, so I'm not getting any construction XP while I'm doing this. I should go buy a house because it's only 1k in Varrock. Also a task, so let me teleport over there and get a house from Varrock, and then I can come straight back here and we can do it because of this handy teleport straight up here. I'll also open this crate while I'm here. Hopefully we get something good. Not really at all, actually. but it could be useful in the future. The cash is actually still always useful. Very good winter tot just then. It was a lot and a lot of points in that crate. I think it was, 3,455, so that's pretty good. I was thinking this entire time I get a minigame boost here as well, but I don't because winter tot's a boss and it's not a minigame. So the whole time I was thinking I get a boost, but here I am not actually getting a boost in points. But let's open up this crate, see if we get anything useful, and some more salmon, so it's keeping my food up, which is good. It's easy to forget how crazy 8 times XP is because that was my 5th winter tot, and granted we are doing it a lot slower because that was a good 2,500 points or something like that. So granted it is a lot slower, but I'm 77 fire making. So I'm definitely not going to go to 50 winter tots right now. I'm going to get 80 and then I'm going to dip out and probably do some easier tasks. So I think that's probably the best way of doing it right now. And then I'll come back later when there's even more XP and just when I have fewer tasks to do. And once I light this right here, this is going to be our first level 80. Level 80 fire making for 80 points. I'm getting a lot of points with these tasks, but obviously not too many complete because I've just done 8 10-point tasks and would have been much closer to a new area, but I'm getting a lot closer to a new relic. So that's not too bad, but this is only my 7th winter tot. I've just looked and it doesn't look like there's any other tasks besides 1st KC, 50th, and like 100th. I am not doing 50 KC right now. It's currently 5:30 a.m. in the morning on Australian service, so there's not that many people in Zaya yet. So I think I'll give it a day or so until I come back, because then there should be a lot more people and we can blast through the games. Because quicker games means I can get more KC, and that's what all the points are for. Because I'm definitely probably going to hit 200 mil fire making going for all the KC here. So once there's more people, it will be way more efficient to come back. Just getting 80 fire making is giving me time to plan out a bit of my route and just get some tasks done soon. So I'm going to move on to doing a lot of the 10-point tasks I can get done after this in my areas. So I can get a lot of tasks done. And then I can move on to some high level point ones to get my last relic unlocked. That's the first quest completed for me, and Rune Mysteries is done for 40 points. For some reason, medium task, it was like a minute long because of this amulet, so that's great. And then I can get another task done if I just do this. But I have to be upstairs. It feels so nice early game. You get so much done, you get so many points, just all the dopamine from the pop-ups, and you're all good. Now, I'm not going to worry about this talisman because I can't get to Falador because I'm not picking it. So on the ground it goes, and I'm going to go look for some more easy as tasks. While doing the tasks, I've read another one of my favorite, which is use a a cooked herring on a tree. Nice. It's Monty Python reference. It's just another great task. So I've got dance in a graveyard, cry in a field, and use a fish on a tree. Great stuff. Well, I've just been doing some clues because I had some beginner clues in my bank, and I got to drop that one because I can't get it. But I've got 3 beginners here. Hopefully I get a unique because that's going to be some more points. No, but a black item's rare, and I think I can actually wear that for some points. So that's actually good. Could have been a unique. And, 5 collection log slots. Perfect. I'll take that. That was for the, what did I get for 5 collection log slots just then? What the hell was a collection log slot? I'm confused. I didn't get anything. Did I just get that previously? A busted task. I've only got 3 collection log slots. I literally only have 3 collection log slots. That's actually funny. It thinks I got them. And it was a medium task too. One good thing about sometimes doing tasks in this game, I was just trying to get a Guam leaf so I could actually clean it and get a task right here, because I also need to make an attack potion too. But while I was killing men, I actually got an earth talisman, and I can actually enter this ruin and make some earth runes, which is another task, and a Varrock easy diary. It's just a nice little thing. Sometimes these tasks just really connect if you actually get just the right amount of luck in some of the drops. If you're actually starting up the leagues and looking to get points, I highly recommend looking into what you can get done with smithing and mining. There is a lot of tasks. Just making these iron is already a task. Wow, I got 2 from 9. At least I got 1 sent to my bank. But yeah, doing this is pretty damn good. Once I make these, then I can turn these into arrowheads, and that's going to be some more tasks. I thought while I was doing my smithing thing, I might as well use the rest of the bronze bars I had and make some knives. So then I'm going to use them on these spiders here and train my range. And you might remember earlier when I got a Slayer task, and it was spiders. So I'm going to use it on these dudes, train up my range a little bit with them, and then also finish off my spider task, because once I hit base 5s, that is going to be another task done, and range is my last one struggling behind. And then I can go up to base 10s once I get my Herblore up, and that's also going to be another task. I needed some extra points, so I thought I'd do some quests, and we are just starting it off with Kleiner Korrend, and that's also going to get me a favor certificate, which I am going to put in Port Piss, which is going to get me the favor I need for that quest, and that quest also gets me 10 extra points. There's also an NPC I have to kill during the quest, which gets me 10 points, so that quest is actually 20 points, so it's going to be pretty damn good. With the lamps I get from this quest as well, I can put them in Herblore, and then that's going to get me 4k Herblore XP, and get me base 10s. So that's also another thing I get knocked out of the way, so make sure you do your quests, people, because they really come in handy. And then I just need to get farming up and range, and then I'm at base 20s already, so that is happening very, very quickly. That's another quest done for nearly 40k attack XP. I'm at 40 attack now, and I can wear rune weapons. That's probably another task. I haven't looked, honestly, but I've been on a questing storm at the minute. That's Vampire Slayer done. I've done Sheep Shearer, Cook's Assistant, Cooked on the Range. I finished Queen of Thieves, and now I'm going to go do Romeo Juliet, which is going to be another 10 points, and I will only need 60 more points to my next relic, and that will be 12 tasks left. And trust me, there's still a lot of easy tasks to go through. So I'll head to Varrock now and just get some of these blasts out of the way, and soon we can have a new region and a new relic. And the long-awaited moment. 10 points to my next relic, and if I pet this dog right here, that is it done. Now I can unlock a relic, and since I'm in a bank area, this should hopefully work. Of course, I get the choice out of all the combat relics this time. Range is really good, melee is really good, magic is really good. But what I am picking is the melee relic. This is going to open up a few builds for me in the future. Something like Soul Reaper Axe. I'll have access to the Scythe. I can maybe potentially go the Door build, which could be funny. It's got a lot in here, and I'm really excited to take it. So let's select our melee relic. Confirm. There we go. No going back now. We have got Brawler's Resolve. Now I just need 6 more tasks done until I can unlock a new area, and another 2,000 points for my next relic. This is going to be the first time using the melee relic to kill a moss giant for a task, so we get a nice 2-tick attack speed here, which is pretty damn good. It's definitely attacking very quick and should be pretty good. I also get increased defenses from it, so you can't really tell because it's hitting me really hard, but my defense is pretty low. But it feels super nice to be hitting at 2 ticks, and with any other melee weapon, this is just going to be an insane relic to have. Alright, and I just got 20 range, and when I equip these studded chaps right here, why did that not work? It's a studded body and studded chaps. That makes sense. Let me go teleport to Varrock, and I'll just buy the other ones and just... There we are. I equip a studded body and chaps. And that means I can unlock a new area. So, what area am I going to do? It's out of Mauritania and Desert. There is some benefits to both of them. Mauritania, of course, has TOB, which is why I would get it, and Desert has TOA, which is why I would get it. Mauritania has lower level stuff like barrows, but a lot of the other tasks are kind of pretty hard. It also would unlock me the Black Mask, which, now that I have access to good Slayer creatures and stuff from the previous relic, with the passive of unlocking me Superius, it's kind of a good time to start it, so the Black Mask would be really nice. But I am going to go with Desert. It's just a better region, and it's more friendly to a lower level account like mine, instead of going straight into Mauritania. The tasks here are easier. It's just well worth it. So I'm going to pick Desert, and I'm going to unlock it. It unlocks a bit, Mage Training Arena, and of course a few other quests and everything. Of course, TOA being the main thing, but a lot of thieving tasks as well. So I'm going to have to start leveling up thieving and Temporos. So it's time to unlock it. And there we go. Now we have Desert unlocked. I got a bit more points to go until the next relic. And nearly 160 tasks for this. And we've actually completed a few medium tasks just there because just got it because of Desert Treasure 2 quest line. So that's a lot nicer and it made me a little bit closer. So it's time to head to the desert to see what we can do there. All right, now that I'm in the desert, it's actually unlocked kind of a unique training method for me. It's also a good money maker too. So since you can buy these gems here and they don't restock, I can do this with the gems and my money will go down. But the thing about this is once I craft all of them, it happens in one tick and I just get all crafting XP. So I can do that and then I can trade him. And if I sell one of these at a time, each time, I can actually make money. So if I change my menu entry swapper to sell options, instead of selling 50, I can sell 1. I will save a lot. I will make a lot of money here. So let me do sell 1 and then I'll do this. And I started with 27k and now I have 30k. So it's 3k in inventory and it's a lot of crafting XP. So now if I do this just back and forth, I can make all my money here, which is what's going to fund me buying dragon weapons in Zenaris. And it's just going to be really good crafting XP at the same time. There is better ways for me to make money through this as well. I have a gem trader in Kourend who actually buys cut diamonds for 1,600. And I can buy diamonds from the Tazar area. So this is an incredibly good moneymaker, and I will probably be using this a lot to make money early on. Okay, so I got a bit carried away doing this, and I now have nearly 150k from doing it, and I just hit 60 crafting and got myself 750 total along the way. But I think this is where I'm going to leave the first episode of this league's journey. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a comment and tell me how you thought about it, because this is my first time doing some leagues content and my first time kind of making content like this where it's just all kind of live commentary. It's not something I'm used to. So leave a comment on what you thought about this episode, and there will be a few more future episodes of leagues. I plan for about 2 or 3 more episodes, so expect them to come. I've still got to unlock myself Mauritania, and there's a lot more relics to unlock. And these are starting to be the juicy relics that are going to be amazing. But now that I have a raid unlocked and I have a way to make money and get some pretty good items, I think it's time I go AFK on some crabs, get my stats up while I edit this episode. And when I'm back, we can definitely get into some good content. Don't forget to download Enlisted using my link in the description or the pinned comment. It's free and you can get it on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Hopefully, I see you all in the game.